Hello YouTube buds, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to talk about photorealism a little bit in this one, like I did the last one, called A Looser Style of Photorealism. Be sure to check that one out if you want to see the initial discussion of that issue and when to go off of photorealism if you want. My challenges were that I wanted to do black skin for the first time. There is not a strong light on one side going across the middle tone, then dark on the other side of the face. The light's kind of crazy in this one. So that was the additional challenge for picking this one. The bounciness of the light, if I go off of photorealism, I exaggerated even to make the head even more round because I thought it looked better than doing it just like the photo. I added a second highlight here. So if you want to compare the original photo to the what I did, go ahead and do that side by side. I saw some pink here, the color, not just the white. I thought, well, I'm going to bounce that around his face too, around his forehead anyway. Pink, pink, pink. Even though there's not a highlight here, I changed the color from this orangey color to pink in the center, that roundish bowling ball curve feel to the bounciness of this light that was going on. And I used on the highlights on his side here a pinkish white. There's gray mixed in too. And on here a yellowish white. Another place I went off of photorealism was the hair really presents as fairly black. I chose even a lighter brown than the darkest brown, sort of a reddish brown. You can see the black where you do add black and darker brown, so you can see the braided type of look. You can see it better, I think, in my work than the original photo. So again, I moved off of photorealism there. Things closer are more detailed and usually a slightly darker color. Things further away are less detailed, fewer details, and a fuzzier color. So the hair in the back that falls behind him, I used that landscaping perspective idea, and that's more of a lighter brown without the braided details in it. And I put one strand there going down, no details in it, because I made that one falling behind his shoulder. The ones in front, you can see the braids, more details. Here, here, and here, 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 and here. Another way is I moved the braids around in a way that I thought they stood out a little better. They played along the cloth of his shirt a little differently in mine. The photo was less clear in this area. I made it more clear what was going on here, because I thought I'd make a more interesting painting, actually. The other way I moved off of photorealism, being exactly trying to copy it, the shapes under his neck, those shadow areas, whether they're caused by true shadows or like the shaving and how that changes in a man's face here and makes squares or something, I couldn't make, it didn't look right to me what was going on in the photo. For a photograph it's fine, but can I do a painting where I change the shapes? I thought, well, let's try it. They've been changed into gray curves here and here, which bring out the curve of the neck as it comes out from the Adam's apple area. Thankfully, he had a second photo on this site, the Unsplash. Lots of good free photos there, photo sharing website. And because he had a side view where I could see the ear a little better, I used that more of a reference than the original photo here for his ear. So I had to use my imagination, show the detail with the ear in this pose, but move the hair so you could see the damn ear, right? Because I like doing ears. And they're usually in a shadow area. You can use different colors for that area to get those shadow tones in. But he had such bouncy light going on. There is quite a bit lit up there by the light. It still covers his ear because I thought, well, if you're going to make changes, you got to make them sense. You got to change the shadows possibly, or you might have to deal with gravity. If his hair goes too far over, would it make sense it's falling in that way? So I had to think about that. So I left a sliver where you still can't see it. All right, what else did I change? I closed his mouth. Now you might have to think, if I close his mouth, can I do it and it still looks like him? If let's say he wanted me to draw this to sell it to him and that he's buying a picture of himself or his family or whatever. I guess you'd have to ask yourself, can I do his mouth closed because I feel artistically I don't want to show just one half of one tooth. And that's all I could see in the photos. Can I close it without needing a new photo? So that's a question of mine. With this making it artistically pleasing with the mouth closed, it's just a simple example of making a slight change. For example, hey, if someone's got a zit that day, you're going to draw the zit? No. And if photorealism, you can get rid of the zits. Moles. You'll see a little mole on the last one. Blonde Man is the name of the portrait. A looser style of photorealism. A little one here. Well, that was large enough where it's somewhat distinguishing. It looks fine too. Whatever. Fine. Looks fine. Doesn't. Do they want it there? The person would let you know if they didn't want something, I suppose. No moles to worry about with him. One of the experiences was picking the orange as the medium tone. Blue light filter will change your colors. Don't forget to change that back to normal view. I saw a much better confirmation. Yes, try orange, which I heard you could use for skin. Try orange for the medium tone in his black skin rather than a medium brown. And it worked. And the orange in the box didn't work. You often have to make your own color that works. There were a couple standard orange. The orange was much more carroty, looked like a carrot. There was another orange too. It just wasn't going to work to start with orange. So, red and yellow make orange, right? So I picked a Venetian red that I found mixes well with lots of things in different colors. Kind of my favorite red at this point in the Polychromos Faber-Castell set. And the dark Naples yellow. And those two mixed together made a really great orange. And I was very happy with that. Well, be sure to press that like button if you liked the video, and make a comment, ask a question. Be sure and put it in the comments, and I will get back to you. Normally I wouldn't pick a background color like this, but I thought that looked pretty cool. So I kept that for the painting version of him, where it's like a pop art feel to it.